Jesus healed my son from a brain disease. He was 5 months old, and I get a call from the doctors, and they said, "You got to come in right now. It's an emergency." And I was like, "What? What's going on?" My heart dropped. I remember we went into his appointment. They measured his head, and she said, "We're gonna have to do scans of his head." And I said, "Why?" She said, "The circumference is off." So I made a joke because like he got a big head, and so I was like, made a joke out of it. And she was just like, "We're gonna do a scan just to see if anything is there." So I'm like, "Okay," didn't think nothing of it. I get a call, and she's telling me it's gonna be an emergency brain surgery. My heart dropped, and she was like freaking out over the phone, which I thought that was so unprofessional. And then she tells me over the phone that my son probably is not going to make it past one. My heart dropped more. And I remember I hung up the phone. I started crying because I'm a mom. But after I was done crying, picked myself back up and I got into prayer and I started fasting. And I said, "God, I am not going to get done fasting until you heal him. Lord, if you did it for me, I know you're going to do it for my son." So fast forward, I'm going through my days and I remember just fasting and praying for my son. And I will cry every single day, but give it to God. And we walked in for his emergency surgery. And she looked at my son's head and she was like, let me measure his head. So I'm like, okay, they were doing vitals, things like that. And she measured his head, and his head was in normal circumference. So she was like, "We don't want to go through with the surgery. Let's do another scan to see if there's any fluid in his brain." They did the scan, and it comes back my son was healed. There was nothing there. So I want to let you know, if you are believing for a miracle, to reach after the Lord, reach after his presence, and believe that God will do